this is what always happens. Somebody comes up with something.
Oh yeah, an Instagram.
Facebook goes, "Hey, we want to buy that," and they go, "No." Then Facebook goes, "Okay."
Okay. Okay. Welcome back, everybody. Erik wants to start off this episode with making me feel uncomfortable.
Wait, so it's a regular episode?
Yeah. You're like, well, right on schedule. Same time next week, huh?
Yeah, well.
Same time next week. But hi, everybody. My name is Matthew Espinosa.
This is Erik Griffin. This is Gen to Gen.
Yeah, 26th installment.
Yeah. So, and we appreciate all the comments and all that stuff, but we also need some shares.
Yeah.
Share it on your Instagram. Share, because the more you share, the more you like, the more you comment, the more people listen and watch.
The more content we can get out to you. It all comes down to what you want, everybody. Now, with that being said, we are going to jump into the comments from last week's video, and there were only a few, not a few, but we're only going to pick through a few. One from Jamie Randolph saying, relationships, friends, and the government has me questioning everything all the time. It's because of being let down by all three before at times, because we were talking about relationships with Josh Terry, life coach. So you've been let down, huh? You've been let down by the government, your relationships, and friends. So I guess you're implying that the relationships aren't just friendships. They're also like significant other type relationships, and you've been let down by that too. I'm sorry to hear that. But one door closes, opens up many other doors. So
well, I always say don't judge the next by the last,
Oh, that's a good way to put it.
You know what I mean? That's what we often like to do. Then it's like becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's like no one's trustworthy, so therefore I trust no one. So
yeah, and they become like a hopeless romantic.
Yeah, then you just turn into a thing. It's just a thing. So as you kind of go like, that was that person, that was an individual case, an individual situation, and go into the next one, hoping that this is going to be different.
Exactly. Boom.
And you want to build that trust.
Building, not earning it. We don't earn things.
So how is your building going?
Great. But first, let's do these YouTube comments. So we have...
We want to know, damn it.
Another one from Paula Lambiez saying, happy Gen 2 Gen Day. Yes, every Thursday. And another one from Tatum Lynn saying, I really like this. Lots of info to take in. You guys should make more videos with him or similar to this. I love the deep dives. Thanks so much. And the cool thing about podcasts is like, sometimes I'll look at some views of an episode, whether it's the last episode or whatever it may be. I mean, we just dropped that episode, but I'm like, oh, this one might have not done as well as other videos, or episodes from a couple weeks might have not done as well as last week's. And the thing is, what I love about podcasts is that there's no timestamp to it. People can always go back. When we're on episode 200, people are going to be like, I wonder what the first 30 episodes were looking like. They can go back and they can see these episodes and they can relive these moments or live them for the first time with us. And so that's why I'm appreciative of just getting these episodes out in a consistent manner, because it's important. And I think that people who are going to be going back and checking out old episodes are going to enjoy them as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a mouthful. But there's that. And it's funny, too.
That's what she said.
I don't know how I didn't catch that. How did I not catch that? That was a good one. But how are you, Erik?
I'm good.
I feel like we were always focused on me and trying to make me feel uncomfortable.
Wait. No, actually, this is the first time you've ever asked.
Really?
Yeah.
No, let's...
Mr. It's always about you, not because of me.
Well, no, because you set it up like that.
Look at that. The first time Matt's ever looked over at me and said, how are you?
We're growing up.
Mark the, let's timestamp that.
This is a moment in history.
Yeah.
Gen to Gen history. Matthew has a heart,
Yeah.
It's like the one part in The Grinch when the heart's getting bigger. That's me right now.
See, and we still talking about you.
Yeah. How could I lead into you without talking about me first? How?
I don't know. I'm good. Married life is good. Everything's fine. Everything's, it's getting back to, now it's just about getting back to normal. you know, or like finding out what the new normal is.
Yeah.
Right.
Are you saying with being married or just in general?
Yeah, just being married. It's like you get married, you go on a honeymoon, and you come back, and you're still sort of like, whoa, what are we? Even though we were already living
what
together.
are we? Are we exclusive?
It's like, because it's like, how do you function? And then like she changed her work schedule just recently, so like we're on different schedules now. So you know, it's just like, oh, this is your life now. This is how you'd have to just adapt and adjust to whatever's going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
And that must be interesting too, to go from, because you got married June 9th, right?
Yeah.
So now we're almost at, what are we at? Snap. Like what? 3-4 months.
I know.
Almost 3 months.
Just
That's
like
crazy,
that too,
man. So has it changed the dynamic? Like, is boyfriend, girlfriend being like, or fiance different than like being married? Like, because obviously, like you said, you go into the honeymoon and you're involved and all that. Like, when you come back, is it like, is your communication better? Does it get worse?
Well,
What do you notice?
I just think you'd like to think that. I mean, I think it is different. I think that it's like, you know, I think some of the reasons why you get married is like, and I'm talking about this on stage a lot now too. I like saying on stage, well, my wife did this, you know.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it's like, you know, the closer you get to someone, the more you tell about yourself, the more you learn about them, the more vulnerable you are, the more secrets you reveal, the more things that you like, you know, open up about. And then you get to a point where you're like, oh, I can't let you out into the wild with all my secrets. So,
dude, that's what I'm always.
We got to get married.
Yeah. You're saying you tell them before you're married?
I know. I'm just thinking. You just think about that. You're just like, we gonna need an NDA or
an NDA, a prenup, everything.
Just think about how many times, like, when you really get close to somebody, you start talking about your past.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, think of all the things you know about your girl's ex.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, so you get to a point now where you're like, I don't want that information out.
Yeah.
So we gotta get married.
Yeah, we kind of have to get married now. We're kind of in this for the long haul, just on an information standpoint.
Yeah.
You know?
So it's cool. Yeah, I think that it's very fulfilling, and you know, it is different. People that say it's not different they're lying.
I think the security of it too must feel nice. Like looking at your hand and seeing that ring. I think that is like, and obviously there's, Lovebug, you were done with him?
Yeah,
now you want to
apparently.
okay. That was blatant. That was, so you can't.
What are you talking about?
Can't write that.
Cat's been here for like 20 minutes.
She did choose you first.
Yeah, thank you.
But that security must be nice to just randomly look at or does that not play a role? You already felt secure.
No. Yeah. All that stuff is just like, you know, if you kind of like manufacture things in your head. I mean, like, what do you think? You know, it's like, I don't know, you know, your age group, you guys are so scared of commitment or what you think. What does this mean for me now? I think young people are always thinking about what they're missing out on, not what they have in front of them.
Whoa, I think that's my issue.
Of course it's your issue.
Don't say of course it's your issue. Like
you're 25, so you're like, I mean, I can't just be with one. I mean, look, what about all these women out here that
I can marry 1,000 if I, you know, like.
I'm not saying that, but it's like, you got sick of that, huh? Come on back. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Lovebug. That was actually rude.
No, but sometimes you got to do that. You got to go back to your ex just to see, and you realize, I don't like
you. Just wanted clarity, huh, Lovebug? You didn't want to give me love. You just wanted clarity.
Yeah, so I feel like, you know, sometimes you just have to appreciate what's in front of you.
Yeah.
And then and that has to be enough. If you're always thinking about, like, you know, well, if I don't, you know, if I commit to this, what if my real love of my life is out there and I never meet that person?
Well, that's why I think you could meet. I think there's like multiple quote unquote loves of our lives. Because think about it, like you have a 1 in 7 billion chance to find the quote unquote right person.
Yeah, but see, that's
what is that?
And that's what this episode is going to be about right now. This is perfect thing. It's like, is it fate? Is it destiny? Or is it manufactured? Is it, you know, through trial and error and time and relationship building? Because that's what I think it is.
Yeah. You think it's about relationship building?
Yeah.
So with that being said, you're implying that there could be multiple people you could have technically married, if not at the same time. I'm saying like in multiple, let's say, parallel universes, as long as you figure out a way to communicate and have.
Yes. Okay. Yes, you can connect with anyone if you allow yourself. But oftentimes we don't allow ourselves to connect with people because of superficial reasons. Like, you know, we go like, well, if I'm not attracted to this person, like that's the first thing you need. I have to be attracted, as if attraction is the only thing that's going to keep that bond. Not true at all. Because
so what on a percentage level then do you think attraction should play?
I mean, you know, the thing is we are who we are as you know, we are who we are. So I don't know. It's not about like, it's not necessarily about like not having attraction, or I'm saying that you know, but it's what you're attracted to that changes. Like, what is it about this person that you find attractive? Initially, it's going to be superficial things like what we see. But what I'm saying is I think that we're equally, if not more, attracted to things that we feel. You know, so sometimes you ever meet someone and you have this perceived like, man, we had an instant connection. I don't think that's about what they look like. I think there's some sort of like chemical reaction that happens sometimes with certain people. You meet them and you have that thing, you know? And I think a part of it is a visual thing, but there is something else sometimes that you attract yourself to someone on some, like a whole other type of connection. There's some kind of like, I don't know. I can't really put words to it, but if you really break it down, sometimes it's not just about like, you know, because you could always in your mind go, well, I could find someone prettier or find someone, you know what I mean?
There's always levels.
There's always something you could be like, no, but there's something about that person. And then like, if you start, and then like you start talking and you start like, and there's like a thing, you know, you know, you're on the same wavelength and all that stuff. I think that those things that we can't see, it's just things that we experience. We can't quantify it and we can't label it. So we just chalk that up to like, oh, well, they're hot or they're whatever. But I think that there's other things there. And what I'm saying is the door to allowing yourself to connect with someone, unfortunately, the biggest door is physical attraction. That's the biggest door.
I mean, I feel like that's the number one thing because that's all you can base it off of. Let's say you see a girl or, you know, whoever, you know, across the room at a party and you're like, oh, I don't know her name. I don't know her personality. I don't know what she likes, what she doesn't like. All I know is what she looks like. So that's all we technically can base it off of. And that's like the initial, it's like a cheeseburger, right? If you're at a spot, right? And you're like looking at the menu, let's say, you're like, oh, I want this, but you like, actually that was a terrible example because you already know it's in the cheeseburger. But if,
but see, it's not a terrible example because a cheeseburger comes and you find out it's vegan.
Oh, good point.
Yeah, so it looked like it wasn't, you know, or you find out, or you think it's a cheeseburger, but it's one of those cakes.
Yeah.
It just looks like a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So again, you know, what, you all right over there? This is our new weird camera person. So I'm just saying that's an example. That's not a bad example. It's just what I'm saying though is that how many times have you? I'm sure this has happened to you countless times. All right, here's this scenario: you're whatever, she's hot. You start talking to her, she's not hot anymore.
Yeah.
How's that possible?
Yeah.
You know, like.
Well, that's what I was saying that's what I was saying about the cheeseburger thing. Like the same thing for a girl. Like she looks over at a guy, she thinks that he's a stud, goes up to him, and she's like, oh, I like that cheeseburger. I'm gonna go up to that cheeseburger. I'm gonna take a bite out of that cheeseburger.
It's too greasy.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, there's a weird mayo on it. Some kind of oldie that you're like, what the hell is this? That's not what I asked for. My point, Matt, is the point I'm making is this: if attraction can so easily be taken away. Like literally someone can open their mouth and the attraction is gone. If that is so easily taken away, why is it so important?
I think it's like the first foundational thing, like I said, that you look at. Like
Okay, so the foundation is not. You realize if that's the foundation, it's a shaky foundation. What I'm saying to you is that if your foundation is just attraction,
Well, no, before I meet
that's like a water. Your house is gonna sink. The foundation is shaky. One earthquake's gonna come, and that's why. One earthquake meaning like one shake up
one
in the relationship,
other hot girl,
and then all of a sudden your whole house crumbles because that foundation was something that's not really strong. Listen, don't feel bad. We all do this. We're all shallow in some way. What I'm saying, yeah, because you're trying to, you know what Matt's doing right now? In his mind, you're warring with yourself. I'm a good guy, and I need to be a good guy, and I need to, but come on, man.
Are you saying I'm not a good guy?
I'm not saying you're not a good guy, but what I'm saying is this has nothing to be with, don't put any moral value on this. Don't put any moral value on the fact that we're all shallow in some way.
Okay.
I
know we're all shallow.
So get past that.
For sure.
Let's get past it. And let's talk about
it.
What we talk about is like start to actually think about what makes a relationship really work. And it's like, yes, it is a combination of all these things. Like you can't take one completely away. Like I'm not going to sit here and act like, you should be with someone that is a nice person or someone that makes you feel good and all that kind of stuff. I mean, what I'm saying is like there's a certain point that, yes, you have to have attraction, but it is an equation that you need all of these things. It's like, it's like making a cake without flour or something. Like it's not a cake without that. That's what I feel like with a relationship. So you have to have attraction. So there's the attraction, and then you have to have all these other things. It's like just being aware of those other things, I think, is what's important.
Okay, but do you think one can exist without the other?
No, that's exactly what I'm just saying. What I'm saying is I'm acknowledging that it's like because you know what, people have tried. Like I've heard, you hear this story from a bunch of your friends. We've all tried this. Someone's like, that person's so nice, and like, I tried, but then they get to the point where it's like, but I just wasn't attracted. Like that happens to people,
but
a lot.
But then I've also heard people who are like they have been dating for like 3-4 years, and like you said, they're like, oh, the person's great. They're the nicest person ever. Like, they're just super, super awesome. Like we get along. We have a great friendship, blah, 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 blah. And then next thing you know, they start losing that friendship, or they start losing that appreciation, or that not that appreciation, the attraction. Are we good on that? But yeah, like I think overall it's hard to be in a scenario where like do you think any of that stuff can, how do I put this?
Again,
be dull.
You know what? Can I say something before you continue? I think that it's right now. You should get over the part that I was talking about. Like let it be okay. Let it be okay. All right, you know what I'm saying. Let it be okay and just talk plainly, okay? No one's going to judge you for this because we all feel the same way.
What do you mean? Judge me for what? I'm talking plainly.
No, you're not, because in this example you're giving, the example you're giving is people are in a relationship, 3 years go by, and they don't want to have sex with this person anymore. What do you do?
I'm saying, like what if that happens to someone?
It happens to people all the time. My point I'm trying to make to you is that the people still stay together in these situations, or, what should they, that's when you have to work on your relationship. I feel like it's like you have to change the reasons why you want to have sex with someone or continue to. Like you change the things that you find attractive about it, or you add to the list.
That's what you're saying. Yeah.
Well,
it's not even just about that. I'm just saying. I'm just saying even just surface level attraction. I'm not even saying on like a physical.
Yeah, but you're talking about 3 years. I mean, so you said that's a whole different thing. What I'm saying is when you first initially meet someone, you're physically attracted to them visually. You're like, ooh, she got nice legs. She got big old titties. She got whatever your thing is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you go, oh, I really like, okay. So then what I'm saying is you need to add to that list. And you'll realize that the things that on that list are so much more greater than that. That, you know, because you add to the list like, oh, she makes me feel good, or it's also like trying to find out like what are your turn-ons, what are you attracted to? It's like exploring those things with your partner. I mean, you know, you don't. I mean, it's not not everything. How do you find out what you're like into? I mean, even it's like. We're not trying to be graphic or anything, but I'm saying it's like if you're into spanking or whatever, right?
Yeah.
It's like, how do you know that? You know, but you like some people, we don't even know what our turn-ons are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't really know until you like, so if you meet someone that it could be attractive to explore these things with this person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like get out of your comfort zone. Somebody that makes you feel like, I'm willing to try all these kinds of things, and that's like getting past the initial insecurities, because we're all insecure. Mm-hmm. We're all insecure about something. Yeah. You know, it's like if that person makes you feel like, hey, that's okay. That thing that you think you hate about yourself, that thing that you think that I'm looking at like, oh my God, why is your hair out of place? You know, it's like once that person makes you feel like, I don't even care about that, or what, then now you're going deeper and you're exploring, and then all that's attractive too. Like
the journey of it. Is
saying,
you know?
Yeah. Like if you've ever gone to like, you know, an erotic store or something with your partner and walked around and looked at stuff. Mm-hmm. Like that's like a thing that I suggest everyone do that.
Just see what they're like.
For real though,
seeing what they're.
It's just, but the act of actually even doing that, the act of walking around a sex store or whatever and being like, you know, laughing at each other about like, oh my God, what's that? Would you even do that?
I feel like I would laugh so much at stuff like
you know
that.
What,
I'm
though?
Like, I don't know.
At the same time you're laughing though, you're also like, there's something fun and vulnerable about that. There's something fun of like when you see the thing that you go, and then they come over and go like, oh, is that? Should we get that?
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah,
you know what I mean? And you have this whole like this whole thing, man. So, anyways, my point is there is so much more. There's just so much more there in the relationship that you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that. We're gonna take a quick second break so I can fix this camera. There you go. Sorry, Lisa, our editor. She's awesome. We love you, Lisa. Yeah, sorry, everybody. We tried a new camera, and that overheated. So we're back with this original camera. But anyways, that was only like a second difference to you guys. But for us, that was like 20 minutes.
And you can just see how bothered Matt is by it.
I'm not bothered. It's just
you are. You're a perfectionist that way. So I can tell you were just kind of like, damn camera.
I'm just trying to get in the rhythm of this show. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like figuring out what works, what doesn't work.
I know.
That's all it is. But it's only on episode 25. You know, we're only on episode, like it's still very early on. Like there's people who have podcasts that are like, I think Rick just hit his like 200th episode or something like that.
Me too.
No, you just hit your.
I'm about to next week.
Nice.
I did like a special one. I just did like a best of. Sort of best of my last episode, Riffin with Griffin. Check that out.
Nice. Oh yeah. So I do want to transition from that conversation to talk about TikTok.
What about TikTok?
TikTok. What is your? So you remember Vine, obviously.
Yeah.
What is your opinion on Vine versus TikTok? I'm curious.
Really? Why?
Because they're two completely different platforms that utilize different tools to create the videos that are being created.
Well, I mean,
So do you think?
I don't know. I mean, like Vine. I mean, Vine played into the worst parts of your generation.
What do you mean? It played into the worst parts of our generation.
Yeah, you have no attention span.
Okay.
And you have no depth or anything. So it just all you needed was 6 seconds. The fact that all you needed was 6 seconds was just mind-boggling.
Well, yes.
You're like, oh, that's it. I'm done. Next thing.
Yes.
You know?
The amount of videos that you're able to go through, yes, I see that point. But the thing is, though, with Vine, it kept you in this, how do I say, surface-level state of emotion where you...
Exactly.
Okay, but what I'm getting at, though, with TikTok is you'll go from, like, seeing a funny video of someone making a joke at someone or something like a stand-up comedy or stand-up comedian, whatever it may be, this, that. And then you go into a video of someone like crying over their relative who passed away, and it's like, make sure you hold on to the loved ones that you have close to. And the next one's like a funny video of a cat, and all these videos can range from like 5 seconds to 3 minutes. So there's different things that can pull at your heartstrings versus just a surface level. That's what I'm getting.
Yeah, but TikTok has something to do with TikTok. This is just like how social media has just evolved. That's just
what I'm saying. The tools, you wouldn't be able to get so like you're gonna go on Vine and see like a really sentimental video of someone crying over the what?
That's why Vine is gone.
Well, yeah, but it also was around for a minute. But I'm saying like
it was only around for a minute until Instagram. Like this is what always happens. Somebody comes up with something.
Oh yeah, and Instagram.
Facebook goes, "Hey, we want to buy that," and they go, "No." Then Facebook goes, "Okay."
Okay.
And they just do it themselves.
There you go. That's a good point.
That's all that happened. Remember, Instagram didn't have video, and then Vine came. They tried to buy it. They said no, and Instagram was like, "Well, now we have video."
Well, because Twitter owned Vine.
Okay, whatever it was, it doesn't. Whatever.
They were trying to do.
The ask is that was remember Periscope?
Yeah, Periscope.
It's all the same stuff. So then it was like became about like who was the first one that had like stories? It was like then it was like so you have Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
Yeah, when did Instagram have stories? I forget.
Exactly. Snapchat was like, oh well, here this is, and Instagram was like, hey, that's a good idea. We'll do that. And so the only ones now that I think are like, so now the ones that have risen to the top are still Instagram and TikTok.
Who do you think are more bearable, TikTok influencers or?
I think that it's all the same because they're putting them. You're looking at Instagram and you see that this is a video they made on TikTok.
But what's interesting though is Instagram is still this weird top tier platform that everyone, even if they have millions of followers on TikTok or on any platform, Instagram is their validation. That is our generation's LinkedIn. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone could have millions of followers on TikTok. I'll see all these posts all the time on TikTok on my For You page, and like it'll be the caption of the video, and there'll be like 2 like slashes or whatever, and it says like follow me on IG at blah 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 blah. And it's like, yo, what?
Well,
what? I get it.
I used to say that about Twitter. I was like, if you have an app and in that app it has the ability to share to another platform, whatever platform it's sharing to is the better platform, because that's why you're allowing that.
What do you mean that's why you're allowing that?
Because you want it to be like, that's why I always used to say Twitter was the best, because people were still it would be like share to Twitter. People like their little ats at, news people would be like, I'm at this, I'm at that. It was like, when you're in TikTok, it says share to, like they have 5 places you can share it to.
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram,
like
Snapchat, all these places you can share it to. It's like, why would you allow that? Why would you just be like, hey, just stay on our thing?
Yeah.
No, because they're like, no, we got to get it out there. But I think TikTok has become really huge. People use it for all walks of life, all manner of things. Rachel is always sending me TikToks about some things she learned.
Yeah, I do. And
TikTok's also become the new WebMD.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I do actually appreciate that aspect of it where you can learn more information. It's just a slippery slope. And I guess the whole point of why I'm saying this is because like it's important to what we digest on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like, and what we are watching will literally curate what we will watch in the future. It's just like Spotify. It's just like these other music platforms. If you are listening to rock all the time, when you go to my Discover Weekly, and to those who don't know on Spotify, that's pretty much like a list of songs that are related to the music you've been listening to.
Which I don't like.
You're going to get a lot of rock songs, though.
I just don't.
It's just an algorithm.
I don't like that, though.
You don't need to go to Discover Weekly, though.
Spotify will do a lot of stuff for you, though. Not just that. It'll be like, here's stuff you like. Because you listen to this, here's this.
Yeah,
they also be like, oh,
here's a list of,
here's a playlist we made for you of the songs you already listened to. Here's a playlist. And then like at the bottom of that, it'll be like, when that playlist runs out, they'll be like, here's more songs like that you want to add to this playlist. It's like, yeah, but sometimes you're like, how do you discover new things?
What do you mean? How do you just said 7 tools they gave you, and you're like, how do you discover new things? What are you talking about? You just said
if you open up Spotify right now, there's no like, here's like, if you listen to rock all the time, they're not going to, the first thing that comes up is not going to be, here's a great new hip hop song.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's how you find new songs.
They don't do that. All they show you is what you already listened to.
Yeah, so stuff you're already listening to that are like I'm saying, if you already like a lot
What are you arguing with me about?
I'm arguing the simple.
How do you find new things if everything they're showing you is stuff you already listened to?
Not already listened to, stuff that are similar to the things you listen to. It's not just.
That's not new things then. I'm talking about, it's like the same thing on Netflix. You go to Netflix. If all you watch is documentaries, every time you go to there, it's like new documentary. Well, what about like when I go to someone else's Netflix profile and you ever be at someone's house and Netflix comes on and you go, what is that? I've never, what show is that? I didn't even know that was a new show.
Yeah, Netflix is fully different than,
I'm
like, I didn't even know that was on Netflix.
What is that?
I say, how'd you get access to Seinfeld on Netflix?
Or whatever it is. That's what I'm saying. It just keeps showing,
But that's what I'm saying. Like, so yeah, it'll have like your good morning. It says like good morning, and it'll go over, songs that you listen to, their radio. But that doesn't mean that the radio of that song is going to have, okay, we got into this way too deep. The point of what I'm trying to make is, but
you're the one that got into
with TikTok. With TikTok, what I'm trying to say is that is what you're watching, what you're literally putting time into, even if it's as simple as you watching an extra 30 seconds of that cat video that's on your For You page on TikTok. That right there is gonna have you get served more cat videos. Just like how if you're watching street fights.
Yeah,
like drunk people fighting on bars at bars fighting, like you're gonna get served more of that.
What I'm saying is, I don't like that. I don't like the fact that I don't like that the fact that you look at like one dog video and all of a sudden now they're like, oh, he must like dog videos. Send him all the dog videos.
Send dogs.
Like if there's some control center and someone they're just watching and waiting. Dogs, send them more dogs.
Well, there is crap. What is that? I gotta figure out that movie, bro. There's a movie like that.
Rachel,
it's so funny, bro, because they're literally like that. They're like, okay, he just watched dogs for 3 seconds. Serve him 3 more things of dogs. Like it's really.
Rachel is always asking me like, did you see that new?
It was a Black Mirror episode, I think.
She goes, did you see that new? Yesterday she was like, have you seen the corn video and the corn song?
Yeah.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
I love corn.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't, you know what I mean? And she's like, what? Everybody? And I'm like, not everybody.
Hey, I'm glad you brought that up because now we're going to use that as the title for clickbait, how the new corn video is taking over. So that great. So I'm
like,
clickbait.
she was like,
thank you.
She was like, you need to get it. You're not hip. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Just because I that's just not what I look at.
Yeah.
So it's not coming up for me.
Even for me, like it was new too. Like I randomly went on TikTok one day and it's like, I love corn.
Yeah, and they made a song. Somebody made a song out of it.
Now bro, it's like there's a new song, new trend every 3 or 4 days on the most random things ever. And then like next thing you know, like next week someone's gonna get famous for like licking a toilet seat or something again because someone already did that.
Ugh, I saw that. That girl's crazy.
Remember the weird era where people were spitting in mouthwash bottles?
Oh.
Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
They would swish it. They would swish their mouth and spit it back. It was terrible. Ugh. What a weird time to be alive.
I think that, we should be thankful for Vine. Because Vine, was like a way for people to be creative and have an outlet. And everything that we have now is just like this iteration of it now is just like the evolution of it. So it's like, I don't give credit to, because, technology is more advanced and, this is just a way for people to like share all their videos and stuff. I mean, because, there'll be another one that's going to come next. Yeah.
But not for a while. Cause I think why Vine was so big was because it was the first like video platform. It was one of the first video apps. And like that we cross that board. It's like I look at all these apps as like sports, right? Like once that sport has been created, you can only make other sports off of that type of sport. Like ping pong was created. I don't know if tennis was before it or after it, but that's a smaller version of tennis. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There's all these different things like pickleball. That's like tennis. That's like ping pong together. Like football and rugby. Very similar, like American football or whatever, like Soccer, obviously massive, you know, like, and then they have other things that go off of that. So I'm saying, like, with how many different apps can you have now that you just have a video app, and now that you have an app that just has words on it, which is just Twitter, and now video too.
Well,
obviously.
what I'm saying is, you know, whatever some new thing comes out, it doesn't matter because Instagram will incorporate it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it just will continue to encompass our life.
Yeah.
But how long of a stretch do you think Instagram will have? I think YouTube will be here forever. It's the only video search engine platform that is still here to this day.
Well, it's not the only, but it's like
I'm saying
it's
still
the
at
biggest.
this prominent.
Yeah. So it's like you got YouTube. I mean, the big ones are YouTube, and then Facebook, which is Instagram.
Yeah.
So it's like,
but I think Facebook is still a generational thing, and I think as time goes on, people will slowly but surely stop posting on Facebook until Facebook really starts like either paying a lot of people or giving this generation a reason to be on it. Because this new generation, no one has Facebook.
Yeah, they think they don't have Facebook, but
Facebook already created a page
Facebook
for them
Instagram.
like forever ago.
That's how they do that.
That's true.
Yeah, so that's why they did that. That's all. Because that's how stupid people are. That's what you do.
Call me stupid.
I'm just saying it's stupid. People that trash Facebook.
I don't trash Facebook.
I love when the people trash Facebook on their Instagram, and they're just kind of like, well, you know what it's like? It's like those ghost restaurants. That's what Facebook did. It's like the restaurants that have like 8 restaurants. So when you go on Grubhub and you're like, oh, I want chicken, and then if you ever go pick it up, it's like, oh, it's chicken, Chinese food, pizza. It's all the same place.
Yeah.
That's because people are stupid. They just need to feel like they're going someplace different. That's all that Facebook did. Facebook was just like, all right. They're kind of sick of Facebook.
You want to feel not stupid? Here's Instagram.
Yeah, here's Instagram. And people are like, yes, this is a new platform, and it's not Facebook. And they're like, okay,
whatever you say.
But when you start going into the things about monetizing stuff, you're like, oh, go to your Facebook. And you're like, oh, this is still Facebook.
Yeah.
So Facebook will just come, they'll just rebrand. That's what they're doing with Facebook.
Meta.
Yeah. People are going to be like, nobody uses Facebook. We all use Meta.
Yeah. That's literally exactly what would happen.
So
I wouldn't use Facebook, but I'll use Meta.
I'll use Meta. So whatever they change, I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Oh.
I mean, we're all connected. Social media is gonna. I don't know. I think we're gonna look back and see that it's been. I don't know if we may get to a point where the negative outweighs the positive of social media.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Well, you know what else was scary? Lovebug broke her tooth.
What?
Yeah.
On doing what? Ooh.
See?
Oof.
Fully cracked.
So is there a cat dentist?
Yeah, they have cat dentists. But what happened? I was just eating some food right outside in my kitchen on the little island area, right? Just right there. And Lovebug just randomly gets the zoomies. Starts like going here, skidding off there, and I was like, "What is happening?"
Zoomies?
Right? You've never heard of the zoomies? Animals getting zoomies? The zoomies?
No.
Yeah, it's like when you just randomly see a golden retriever or any type of dog just randomly running and going in circles.
That's called the zoomies. Is that the official term? Or you made 100%. That up?
No. If you type in animals getting the zoomies, they'll probably compilations on YouTube right now.
No, I'm not gonna look at that because then that's gonna be my algorithm. It's
yeah,
gonna be all zoomies.
Zoomies this, zoomies that. Best zoomies videos of March 21. But I think. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's like that dog video. I'm fast as fuck, boy.
Yeah, literally. So no, she was just running up. She jumped up to the couch and like she's always done. Next thing I know, I hear the loudest noise hitting my table, and I was like, "What the heck?" I look over at Lovebug. She's like walking away from the table all casually, and is like, shakes her head. She's like, and I was like, "What? Did you just? Was that you?" Because Pumpkin was just sleeping. She didn't. I knew it wasn't Pumpkin, and I figured I was like, that had to be Lovebug, right? And then she just starts doing this.
Oh no!
So it's like licking her tooth, and I was like, "Oh crap!" So I quickly run up to her. I see a little droplet of blood right on her little lip, and I'm like, "No!" And I go and I see it's her canine. Her cute little canine was cut like pretty much just in half, and I'm like now on the ground looking for it. And I actually found the little tooth.
Ugh.
I felt so bad.
When I was a kid,
cats are good at hiding pain.
When I was a kid, my aunt had this cat. Okay, and so she had this like table, and it was like a metal things holding the table up, like, you know what I mean? So it was like glass on top of like metal, and it was all, so there was like a metal thing that came down, and it swirled like this, okay? So it was like a little metal decoration, you know what I mean, how it was designed. And it was a metal thing that went like this. So next I hear her, she starts yelling, oh my God, the cat
got its head stuck
in it.
Yeah.
And it couldn't get its head out, and it was, you know what I mean?
Freaking out.
It was freaking out. It couldn't get its head out. So now we were like, we didn't know what to do. So we had to like call. And in my mind, I was like, oh my God, we're going to have to cut this cat's head off.
Oh my, how old are you in this?
I was young. I didn't know what, we didn't know what we were going to do because we couldn't. Yeah. So I was like, get a towel. So we had to wrap, because the cat was scratching and stuff. So we had to like wrap the cat. So we call animal control. We call like, what do we do? This is crazy. And they said, just get some oil, right? But you know what they said to do is to turn the cat upside down. And then you'll be, and then sure enough, like the cat's heads are like, we couldn't do it like this, but once we turned it upside down, it just slid right out.
Oh my gosh.
And it was
That's
just like,
weird.
I remember how,
good to know.
I mean, yeah. I just remember how traumatic that was, like seeing that cat's head stuck and it couldn't get,
Jeez.
So yeah, cats be doing some weird ass stuff.
Well, I think we can.
Did you have to take it to the dentist?
Yeah, yeah. They gave me like antibiotics, so I was giving her shots up until like yesterday of like shots in her mouth of just antibiotic stuff. But I'm gonna take her, and I was a normal like cat or dog doctor or whatever, just like normal vet, and I'm gonna take her to a dentist.
Jesus.
To see.
How do you become a cat dentist?
Like, yeah, like when did that become your like choice of like?
Yeah.
Not even like a vet, a cat dentist, like a literal animal dental.
Yeah, and it's like as the dentist all sitting there like, are you flossing? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, what?
So you got to be brushing around the canines a little bit more. Yeah.
Yeah. What do they do, that cat dentist?
But yeah, I think that's a good time to end this. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. This was a fun episode. We talked about a little bit about relationships, a little bit about TikTok.
But we didn't get into the
cats.
relationship we needed to get into. Eventually, Matt's going to give us an update about what's going on in his love life.
You know what? As I literally uploaded the episode from last week, I told my friends and my brother, I was playing some Fortnite the other day with him. I said, hey, you guys should check out this episode. It's a really good one with Josh Terry. I was like, you guys are going to really love it. You'll learn a lot about yourselves. We get in depth. He's like, did you talk about your love life at all? Does Erik talk about your love life? That was the first thing he said. I was like, dude, what the hell, man? Like,
people want to know.
Okay, well,
okay.
I'll keep you
so
guys
we need an update next week.
I'll give you guys an update next week.
Yes.
I'll give you guys.
Tune in to find out what's going on, and we're gonna see. Maybe we'll zoom a certain person in. Maybe I don't know.
We'll start. I do want to start bringing more guests on. Because I feel like there's so much we've already learned about each other. Yeah. Now it's time to start roasting.
What we need
to
do is have like Matt here, certain person here.
Exactly.
And I'll sit there. Well, that's the alarm, Matt. We all got to go.
Yeah.
Jen to Jen. This is Erik Griffin.
You all. Be sure to leave a comment, like, subscribe, leave a review on Spotify and Apple if you love us and you want to keep seeing this going. My name is Matthew Espinosa.
Erik Griffin.
And this has been another installment of
Jen to Jen.
Later, everybody.